Okay, well, it's time to start. Go ahead. My notes. Okay, so from my recollection from last time, you sort of cleaned up Stonehenge and got it ready for the wedding ceremony. Let's see, what else did you do? And you're back at the lodge at the Huntsman's Lodge at this point?
Oh, I don't remember going back to the lodge unless we were like just heading back.
I think the last thing that you guys headed back to the lodge, and that was it.
Yeah, we were talking about like Stonehenge is like a great thing, and he was like, "I trust my wife, my future wife."
Yes.
Which I love. We love that. We love to see it.
All right. Okay, so you're figuring out your next steps at this point. I believe what is it? Lady Emma's brother had been lured by false information that technically is truthful information. The Lady Emma will be this particular location with the huntsman on a hunt. That part is true, but you're setting up a trap for him.
Shit!
And then that would be better to play with Lady Emma here, however. So.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So
that'll be fine.
And let's see, what other leftover stuff then they needed to get taken care of at this point?
Well, I know we still have to let Owl's dad know who we want to murk, but I don't think that decision was going to be made quite yet, because something else had to happen before that. And I don't want to make that decision without more people.
Okay.
Though I think we were inclined to like the high priest, right?
Yeah, but I also remember last session there was something about us having to take on the high priest ourselves.
Oh.
Yes, that's correct. The two fake courts will not help you with the high priest. So.
Oh,
what
yeah.
about Owl's dad?
The Owl's dad has said essentially I promised your mother once essentially that you would always be safe, Owl. So whichever way, you have made some very powerful enemies. So whichever one, I will help you with one, but you will have to take care of the other. So, did you sick him on the high? I think you sicked him on the. You sent your father off to take care of Neville Nesmith, and you were going to take care of the high priest.
I thought
okay.
No, I thought the other option was the red painter.
Oh, so there were the three, right? Essentially, you would.
I thought we were taking care of the
high priest or the red painter. Essentially, it's like his.
So we were taking care of Neville.
Owl's father's opinion is that there's no way you can defeat Benedict without Benedict Davenport with two of his most powerful allies still floating about.
Yeah, we got legs out from under him.
All right, so so he's going after the Red Painter, and you guys are going after the High Priest.
Sounds good.
All right, so we'll do that for this session.
Oh shit. Okay.
You're all hanging about, basically getting a good rest in the Feywild at this point. It seems almost Christmassy as the heavy winter snows continually fall over the perpetually winter wood. But you're next to a warm fire. Though most of you refuse to eat the food, the music is pleasant, the company is pleasant, and there seems to be a festive feeling in the air when Owl receives this psychic missive from Ascending. It's like, I'm one of the Sukenja that your father's hire. I am sending you this message. Your father has located the Red Painter and will engage him with his team very, very soon. It would be better if you were to locate the High Priest and engage him at the same time, lest they join up and ally themselves with each other, making both tasks much more difficult.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So Owl is just thank you. We'll be on our way. Do we happen to already know where the High Priest is, or did he get any info on where he might be?
It is likely the High Priest still exists in the same location you found him earlier, in the strange underground village that the Earl of Hermes has set up. Perhaps you should ask your Parliament of Owls allies.
Hey, Emma.
Huh?
Hey, Lady Emma's
Lady
here.
Emma's here. Hey,
Lady Emma's here. Okay, so we do not have to delay then.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't ready to try to convince everyone of going to the same place.
All right. All right. It's
That's sorry, I'm late.
okay. Your fiance, Lady Emma and her fiance are discussing something in private at the moment. When Lady Emma returns, she has, well, the trap is set. Are we ready to do this? Is effectively what Lady Emma comes back saying.
Oh, yeah, because we have to deal with my shithead of a brother. Yeah, let's do it.
Your Indian brother.
Okay, so your full hit points, full spells at this point. Nobody has any curses that they didn't already have on them.
None that are unwanted.
I also had
at least.
plus. Yeah, Owl she had eaten that little candy that made her pretty, but also gave her extra 20 hit points.
Yes.
So, but otherwise, yeah, all good.
Yes.
And Mack is still a werewolf.
Mack is still a werewolf. Yes. Okay, so.
Oh.
Except he's human now. He just for comfort wears his human disguise when he's not engaged in combat.
You're significantly less intimidating as a human. You're kind of like this well-worn, middle-aged man, essentially, with scars all over his body.
But
kind
that's
of
also the
slovenly
point.
dressed because you just never paid attention to that stuff while you were a werewolf, and you still have done that as a human. So.
Yeah, I need to get some magic clothes that will stay after I transform back.
Okay. The huntsman steps up to the lot of you. Well, I'm sure Lady Emma has already told you that all preparations are ready. Are you ready to join the hunt?
Damn straight.
Always.
Do it!
That is tradition for the wild hunt. Do you pledge yourself to the cause of the hunt, to hunt down those who have wronged the Winter Court? As he holds up a goblet, he basically motions for some huntsmen to bring over each of you a goblet of like deep red wine. Is like and holds his glass up in a toast to our success.
Mack would bow and take one of the goblets and drink. He's been eating the food too. He's just sort of like, well, might as well get used to it.
This is one of those points. Is like it's irrelevant at this point. You've already sworn yourself to the huntsman, so it's like eating the food is just like whatever, whatever.
I'll grab a goblet as well.
All right.
Owl picks one. I was like, does it have to be wine?
It's just old grape juice.
No, but it's the grape juice that opens your chest. No.
If you prefer a different drink, if you prefer a different drink, I believe we have some cider around here.
Wait, like cider or like, like soft cider? Not like hard cider, right?
Non-alcoholic.
Yes! Yes! Yeah, and Al's just like gremlining around looking for some.
He motions over a goblin who runs into the kitchen, brings you back a piping hot mug of cider. It's like,
Owl just like, thank you so much, and like pats his head.
Damn, I want cider.
The huntsman is beginning to look annoyed, basically motioning another mug.
Look, we're
You just look at him. It's like, sorry, you're stuck with me now.
Happy wife, happy life. Am I right?
Exactly.
So I'm told.
All right. To our success, and he takes a deep swig and sort of like motions you to do the same.
So Krishana will take her cup, Al's cup, and Emma's cup and drink.
Okay.
That tracks.
All right. Okay, so everybody, unless you already have temporary hit points, you pick up an additional 15 temporary hit points.
Quick question out of curiosity, this is just.
I guess this overwrites whatever temporary hit points you had, unless you already have a bigger pool.
Yeah, for legality's sake, like for rules, do these temporary hit points have like a timer?
Nope.
Because I ended one session a few weeks back when I still had 20 temporary hit points, and I just want to know if those carried through.
Those probably do not carry through. These ones will.
They're gone now. I was just wondering.
They effectively last for this leg of the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. All of you get a warm, swelling feeling of power and invulnerability, like swelling from your chest. You are also immune to fear while these temporary hit points last.
Oh, nice. I know exactly what this is, and I will gladly take more.
All right. To the hunt then, as he sweeps makes a wide sweeping motion towards the front doors, as both doors are swung wide open. Swirling snows and cold winds whip through the huntsman's lodge. All of you brace for the impact of the cold, but it just does not touch you. As you're like, as we're a part of the hunt, and we have purpose and meaning, and there's nothing that can stop the wild hunt. As all of you sort of like hop onto the huntsman's chariot. It's like, it doesn't look like it has a platform large enough for all of you, but as more and more of you step on, the chariot becomes larger and larger, and this platform sort of extends and widens as dozens of hounds basically leap into the harnesses, are strapped into harnesses by various other hunters, and horn blowers basically begin to call the hunt to order as there's everything around you sort of takes on this sort of like weird dark fairy tale appearance, as their edges sort of blur, their eyes sort of become glowing smudges in like smocks of darkness. Their weapons become wicked and long, as there's like everything, every sort of nasty fairy tale of the dark fae that you've ever heard basically come to life. In fact, you're looking around at each other, and you're all sort of dressed in like gothic armor and have like weird like raven plumes sticking out of your dresses and armor. Your once sort of shiny, bright steel mithril breastplates basically are dark black with the Raven Queen's emblem on the front. As you're sort of getting used to that, the whole world lurches into motion as the wild hunt begins. As you tear off into the night, the snow sprays up around you, basically like twinkling stars, and the very trees themselves seem to bend to your will as they sort of snap and twist out of your way. As you travel along at breakneck speeds, you eventually arrive at a sort of moonlit clearing as there's a single huge moon in the sky, essentially larger than anything that you've ever seen before. Like covers like a quarter of the sky. It has a face, but it seems that face seems to be different for every different person. As like Owl comments, "Is that a bunny?" And is that Krishana is going, "No, it's the face of a beautiful woman." And it's like Lady Emma goes basically, "Nice touch, husband." It's like you put your face on the moon.
No, it looks like this.
Like,
Hang on.
the moon shows what we desire, wife.
What does it show for Zumlar?
Zumlar gets this sort of horrid, basically, visage of the high priest. It's like this face made of worms that is basically reaching out to basically devour him.
Oh.
Terrifying.
As Zumlar hears and
Just
essentially,
attacking you.
"You have promised yourself to the curse, and and that is me." It's like, "All hail Tirnanog and its return."
So I'm guessing by this, I can't actually go against the high priest.
You're sort of getting the feel. Yeah, Zumlar has this sinking feeling that is basically the high priest is the curse of Tirnanog made manifest, essentially. To actually serve the curse and serve the last wishes of the king and queen is to basically serve the high priest. It's like, of course, nobody knows this. It's just like weird interterminal Zumlar is facing at this point. Mack, of course, basically is like, "It is the moon." It's like, "I am with my pack brethren. There is no other place that I should be."
Oh.
Okay, so there's this large clearing. There's a sort of frozen pond in the center of it, with a small island of like scraggly broken trees and brush around the edges of this place. Around the edges of the clearing, like, which is maybe about 100 or so feet across, you can see like the glowing rise of the hunt, all perched and ready essentially for action. You can sense there's a glamour over this place, hiding the hunt in there in wait for their prey to arrive. And it is not too long essentially before you hear the sound of sleigh bells ringing in the distance. And
Are we listening?
the snort of reindeer, and as riding out the front, riding into the clearing is this youngish-looking woman, essentially. Like, she's obviously Fae, probably no more than what would be equivalent in her teens, but of course that's meaningless to the Fae. Appearances are somewhat meaningless. She could be 1,000 years older. She could be like 20, and she would still look the same. Her white hair and stark white eyes basically pierce through the darkness as she's riding a unicorn, and she sort of peers at the into the darkness surrounding the clearing, and immediately her eyes widen as she bolts and reins in her mount and basically starts trying to turn around and head back the way she came. The unicorn at this point horns begin to glow brightly as if it's getting ready to teleport. What is everybody doing? You can see the huntsman readying this sort of black wicked barbed spear. It's like as he was gonna like hurl it at his target at the moment.
Owl wants to run and hug the unicorn because unicorn.
Zumlar's has a feeling that this could be like a scout almost.
It is obviously a scout. It's like the huntsman looks like he's going to kill this person or the unicorn immediately right now. So
Zumlar's going to ready to do the same thing.
Okay.
Mack doesn't question. Mack is just ready to pounce. Mack is like head empty, only hunt.
Okay.
Are there any other huntsmen with us?
The whole wild hunt is with you. So there's easily like 50, 60 strong, basically, between hounds and various hunters with you guys at the moment.
Krishana is doing her bard thing. She's just, chatting up, trying to find a husband.
Okay. You are basically have gone to the back, are standing at the back of the hunt at this point, discussing something with a particularly handsome male or female, I guess, huntsman.
Mel, she does want to produce children.
Okay. That's I'm gonna note that's kind of wholly meaningless to the Fae, basically, because the Fae is just like they're kind of gender fluid. So there's like you can produce a child basically even if they look like basically a beetle, for instance. But you're talking to a particularly handsome-looking male huntsman at this point. He's like, so do you come on these hunts often? Okay. Anyways, so the owl dashes across the sort of white-haired scout. Basically, her eyes flare and her nostrils flare even more. Basically, as she's urging her unicorn to teleport as quickly as possible. And to teleport, the unicorn at this point basically is like concentrating furiously as this horn begins to glow and glow even more brightly. About that period, Al, do you actually get in the way basically of the huntsman basically spearing his prey, or no?
The side, she's gonna. I feel like she would. Yeah, she's not gonna.
Are you of the opinion it's like no kill unicorn?
Oh my god.
Zumlar is going to spear the rider.
Yes.
All right. So you, Zumlar, go ahead and roll to hit the rider. None of you can quite tell where the huntsman is aiming, and no one else in the hunt seems to dare to actually get in the way of the huntsman's prey.
So I'm helping him pretty much take down.
Now the question is the prey the unicorn or the rider?
I have no idea. It's just like he's sort of aiming his spear in that general direction. It's a little too far away. It's like 60 feet away. No telling which one he's aiming at the moment.
Is there a chance that Owl can use like a shield to block if it hits the horse but not the rider? Like she ducks down towards the body?
You're just gonna have just enough time basically to cover the unicorn.
Yeah.
I got 26 for the first hit and 19 for the second. I'm going off of my javelin.
Okay. So you. All right, so you're trying to intercept any shots going towards the unicorn at this point, as you toss yourself in front of the unicorn and have your shield out.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't end up reaching the unicorn fully, essentially slightly too far away, but you're definitely in the way at the moment. It's like Lady Emma, do you stop your husband from possibly spearing Owl at this point, or no?
Yes. Don't spear Owl. Lady Emma's very protective.
I was gonna say, like, you could just let Owl learn the consequences of her own actions, but I appreciate it.
Lady Emma does not care about many things, but she does care about Owl.
The huntsman's spear releases from his hand with a loud snap, and it shoots across the intervening distance like a cannon. The Owl, who's just sort of like holding up her shield, basically to shield the unicorn. The spear whizzes straight over her head, and like you hear this sort of horrible shock as the spear hits center of mass of flesh, and then the scout basically goes toppling off the unicorn. At this point, I need I don't know. Let's see here. Roll me 2 athletics rolls, Owl, to try to intercept like Zumlar's javelins.
I'm going for the rider too.
Yeah, but she has no way of telling. So.
Oh.
All right, I got a 17 and a.
Okay, so you managed to basically intercept one of the javelins. The huntsman's spear, just like as far as you could tell, is like there's no way I was gonna ever be able to block that.
But did it hit the rider and the horse?
Hit the rider. So the unicorn at this point whinnies and like pops out of existence with a cloud into a cloud of rainbow sparkles. The
owl is just dazed. Just that was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
The huntsman is like motioning you with one finger to come over here, Al.
Lady M is just like, I'm not getting involved with this.
Owl has her shield as she's quietly approaching. Like, it's in front of her just in case.
You're very lucky I didn't end up killing you there. So do not get in the way of my prey again.
Then don't hit the innocent horse. The horse, the special horse.
It's like the
She's just like pouting.
Abide by the rules of the hunt, and essentially I must ask you basically to hang in the back with Lady Krishana.
Okay. I'll behave.
As he motions the two huntsmen to escort Owl to the back and basically out of the way. Some huntsmen rush out into. You notice essentially the huntsmen as they cross the intervening snow don't leave any footprints in the snow. As they rush forward, heave the speared elf up in a like sort of like a cloak or a game bag of some sort, and rush back to the edge of the clearing. It's like. And the huntsman leans down and whispers something to the captive, the elf who is like bleeding out her last breath at this point. It's like, and then rips his spear from her chest as she sort of expires. It's and then you see her basically wither away, basically, and become this sort of like withered bush, basically that that grows itself into the ground. It's like. Well, your brother is very close. In fact, essentially, maybe an hour's back. Once the unicorn reports, I'm sure he'll be right on his way. Fortunately, we've lost the element of surprise at this point. As you can see, various huntsmen cleaning up Owl's footprints out in the snow at the moment.
Lady Emma's just looking at Owl like, what did you do?
Owl just like, look, it was pretty. It didn't deserve to die. Thank you.
Lady Emma's shaking her head like Owl.
Owl is standing her ground on this.
Zumlar looks kind of disappointed too.
All right,
I'll stand alone.
The sound. There's this beautiful red sleigh with gold gilding, like flying through the air with about a dozen reindeer in front of it. It's like maybe about 80 feet off the ground, and you can see a host of pegacorns and a whole other summer fae basically trailing along on fairy wings, so there's a sort of beautiful aurora borealis sort of like trailing behind your brother's expeditionary force as they arrive at the edge of the clearing at this point. I know you're there, huntsman. And I bet, lady, I bet my itinerant sister is there with you as well, essentially. Shall we fight now? Out in the open, fair and square? Or shall we have to basically do a little game of cat and mouse in the winter wood? Does anybody call out? Otherwise, the huntsman will respond.
I'm trying to
No,
think.
Lady Emma's solidly keeping her mouth shut so she doesn't get killed this time.
Owl, I feel like Owl's about to, and I feel like someone stops her from saying
Yes,
this.
you're standing like there's two like hunters standing next to you. It's like, don't do it, don't do it.
Owl is
Mack
just like
is
sitting
still
there
just
trembling.
Mack is still just brain empty, only hunt. He's waiting for his cue.
All right, the
Do I go now? Do I go now?
The huntsman puts the huntsman's next to Lady Emma puts a black curled ram's horn to his lips, capped with a silver, and he blows out a single mournful blat as like dark fae come rushing out of the woods like a tidal wave. All right, everybody, roll me initiative at this point.
17.
Also 17.
17.
5. Lady Emma's like, I guess I am not doing anything yet.
Lady Emma was just reading a book while
Yeah,
writing
right?
to keep her mouth shut. And she's like, wait, what?
She's like reading something really obscure, like the best way to handle giving your child to a court of the Fae.
How children to the court of Fae for dummies.
Yeah, exactly.
Krishana. I love that. Flirting to the very end, and I'm here for it.
Okay, so effectively the group you're fighting, and then there's just this giant melee all the way around you. There's 5 of the Silver Knights of from the Summer Court. There's Philip, the Champion of Summer, which is your brother, and his 2 lieutenants, Lieutenant Emil and Lieutenant Vasa. Lieutenant Emil is this sort of like stick thin, basically like high elf with ivory white skin and sort of dressed in leather armor. So he looks like a scout or a ranger of some sort. And Lieutenant Vasa is a like the Philip himself is like dressed from head to toe in mithril plate mail, wielding a sort of white lance wrapped in beautiful multicolored ribbons. And the Champion of Summer is wielding the Summer Blade, which is a sort of golden radiant sword, essentially, that is his mark of office and a sort of a mark of his power. Okay. All right. So there's a. Okay. Do you go out with the? So my first question is: do you go out with the initial rush, or do you wait and see what happens? Because your Lady Emma, your husband seems to be waiting.
What is he waiting for?
I'm waiting for the initial. I'm waiting for the Summer Court to waste their initial attacks on cannon fodder. The first people to enter, people to enter a melee this grand essentially are the first to die.
Solid. I feel like that's a good strategy.
As this sort of rain of like golden white fireballs and lightning bolts and radiant beams of energy come raining down on the initial dark fae that are coming out, and like there's this counter as another like wave of like black magic, basically of black arrows and rays of darkness and like balls, weird spiritual creatures, but at least made of darkness, come unleashed and go back the other way, and all the first ranks basically just evaporate into nothingness. They're not there anymore. They're just like scarred ground where the initial huntsman went out and where the initial like ranks of the Summer Court came out. It's like at that point, essentially, the 5 Silver Knights and Philip and his 2 lieutenants come charging down into the fray. Okay, so that's your call to action at this point. Did anybody clear 17 on their initiative?
Yes.
I did, yeah.
Okay,
17.
so
Yeah, like 3 of us got 17, I think.
okay, so the 3 of you go first, essentially. So Al, Zumlar, Mack. Let's go in that order.
Okay. I was gonna say, can Owl make her way to try to throw Philip, Emil, and Vasa under her thrall with her crown?
It's
Good
worth
luck.
noting that like Archfey are completely immune to being charmed by lesser magics, but considering you have the artifact, it might work. But you're gonna have to, it's a chance that you're gonna have to take that, right? So it's like Fey themselves are very resistant to being beguiled because they do that to mortals all the time.
It takes one to know one for the Fae.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck.
If Owl does that, Zumlar will watch her flank.
Okay.
Okay.
As
that
he'll
would be
charge
great.
with her.
Yeah. So I want to try to put them. I try to use the crown. Owl doesn't know any of this stuff. She would do that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go for it.
Well, role played.
Owl, instead of trying to like mesmerize one of the Summer Fae, basically looks over to one of the more looks at one of the more veteran dark huntsmen around her with a bow ready to shoot. Just like shoot Lieutenant Emil in the eye. It's like as your eyes sort of glow this basically deep red glow basically as you stare at this person, and it's like, and unerringly basically they shift their aim essentially from Philip over to Emil basically, and there's this roll 2d20.
Okay, one sec. Roll.
I'll give you the power of the nat 20s.
1 nat 20 and a 10.
And that really works.
All right, so you can use the remaining charges of the crown in the following way on your allied troops. Essentially, you can command as a bonus action. You can command basically one of your own troops basically to take a shot. So,
Whoa!
Does it take their action, or is it like? I'm curious how that works.
I'm saying it's like it's as if you basically have a bonus action to do whatever you want with one of your troops. So,
Yo, that's like, yo.
I love that. Hell yeah.
okay.
Does it work on other players?
She hasn't tried it yet, but that's
I fear I may have just given her the idea.
Let's put it that way. That's a much darker proposition to basically like take over other players.
Look,
so
Owl's not gonna do that because she still knows her left hand is kind of fucky, and she doesn't trust that shit. She's less concerned with these other people because the Archfey probably or like the Fae have something against whatever's in her hand. She still doesn't know.
Okay.
I might also want to utilize.
All right.
Later.
So Lieutenant Emil is lining up a shot of his own basically, and the shot basically scrapes across the arrow from the huntsman, like scrapes across his bow and like grazes him across the left part of his temple as he like it messes up his shot. But he looks like he's like definitely bleeding severely from that shot to the head. So you got him a good one. All right, so that'll take you your first round this time around because this is the first time you discovered you can do this. Okay,
I'm going to attempt a javelin. How far are they?
There are like regular Fae troops within range, but Philip and crew are still probably about 60, 70 feet out.
Can I disguise myself? No. Can I just use disguise?
Certainly, it can allow you to disguise yourself. Now, keep in mind, if you start looking like Summer Fae, you're in a confused melee, and getting shot by your own friendly fire is a real possibility.
Very real possibility.
Okay, that answer that really answers that question.
Also known as like Zumlar thinks about it, and then it goes, if I look like any sort of Summer Fae, I'm surrounded by Dark Fae right now. I'm really have a high chance of getting shot.
Let's see. I want to use. That's a 10-foot range.
All right. Well, you're Vengeance Paladin at this point, so you could basically call enmity, do your oath of enmity, and get advantage on whoever you want to hit. So even if they're at 60 feet, you won't take the disadvantage because you have advantage.
Then I'll do that.
All right. The smart one would be to claim it against Philip, but his lieutenants are probably equally powerful, so either one of them would be fine. So.
Let's take the head on as quickly as we possibly can.
Okay, Philip himself. All right, so you claim your oath of enmity. This sort of in the back of your mind, you can hear the basically high priest chuckling. Vengeance for Tiernanog.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, well, I think Oath of Enmity takes your bonus as well, so you're going to have to choose one or the other for this round.
Oh.
You probably, I'm saying you probably want the Oath of Enmity first, so.
Yeah, I'm going to do that, and then, can I cast Magic Circle on them, or on the battlefield?
Keep in mind, Magic Circle actually takes like a minute or two to cast, so yes, you could have cast it ahead of time on your own position, but no, you cannot cast it in battle.
Darn. Can we just go back and say I did it?
Yes, if you want to have cast it ahead of time, sure, that's fine. Same with Shield of Faith. That's true for you, Al, as well. So if you want to have Shield of Faith up, you just have Shield of Faith up.
Yeah.
Shield of Faith and Spirit Shroud.
Spend the spell slots. It's not free.
You have to spell the spell slots, but yes. Any
what
preparatory
level?
magic is up already.
What level spell?
So I have Spirit. I'll have Spirit Shroud. And I will
Shield of
have...
Faith is a first level spell.
First level.
The Protection of Eagle Circle is third level. And I get a note: having two of them stacked on top of each other doesn't do anything extra.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got Spirit Shroud, I got Magic Circle, and Shield of Faith.
Okay. All right, you've claimed your own enmity. Go ahead and roll your 2 attack rolls at normal. Because there are effectively a long range for your javelin, but your advantage cancels that out.
Ooh. So I got a nat 20 for a 29.
Okay.
And then I got a 19 for a 28.
Okay. You notice Philip impatiently slash one of the javelins out of the air, but the other one you followed up as a fast follower. He doesn't quite catch as it slams into his shoulder. Give me your D6 plus strength damage. You didn't happen to buy any magic javelins, did you?
Oh, I was wanting to do that last session, but I completely forgot about it.
Okay, never mind. All right, you got javelins.
No, I don't, yeah. 13.
All right, you notice his shiny mithril armor completely deflects your javelin as if mundane weapons cannot penetrate it.
Oh, wait. Oh, I have a spell I can cast magic weapon.
Okay. For the future in this case, but I already allowed you to retcon some stuff, so we're gonna have to say if you want to cast in the future, sure. But for right now, you don't got it. Mack.
They all have basically any important looking Summer Fae has one of those scary looking silver weapons, right?
So
yeah,
the 5 Silver Knights have literally the true silver spears. Philip, Emil, and Vasa. It's hard to tell, essentially. Philip's sword is on fire. Lieutenant Emil's bow is made of some white, some waxy wood, and his arrows seem to be made of leaves and vines and twigs. And then Lieutenant Vasa has a giant white lance wreathed in ribbons. So it's hard to tell if they're actually tipped with true silver or not. The 5 do definitely have silver weapons, though.
Yeah. Mack isn't particularly afraid of radiant damage. He's afraid of actual true silver. Are there any other wolves encroaching on any of the, I'm going to just call them key figures on the battlefield right now?
So you are all standing in the back ranks with the huntsman at this point. So so the huntsman didn't roll particularly hot on initiative either, so he's not engaging it.
Hoping to get some sort of either protection or distraction or pack tactics. He's
In
going
that
to
case,
hold
basically,
his
you
turn.
should wait until the main host is basically told to engage. So
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm his faithful hound. Otherwise, I am taking the, I guess, I don't even know if this is a proper action, but I guess the guard position, like, intercept position on Lady Emma.
okay, fair enough.
She is my charge currently. And I guess the baby too, because it's there.
I thought we left the baby somewhere else.
What's the ruling?
A glowing golden white ball of fire comes hurtling towards the command group, which is you guys. Effectively, the one of the dark robes huntsmen to the side basically makes a sort of curt magical gesture and counterspells it before it arrives. It's like and at that point, essentially, the huntsman puts his horn to his lips once more and calls the hunt into action as the whole chariot lurches forward. And if you're all still on it, you're all carried forward with him.
Mack stood beside it, not on top of it.
Okay. This is your last chance to get off before basically the train takes off out of the station. So who's staying and who's going?
Owl was on like a different thing, right? So she wasn't
Owl has
on...
been held back. You're not on the chariot. That's correct.
Yeah. She's just rushing.
Zumlar is definitely going.
Lady
Lady
Emma.
Emma's sticking with her husband.
Okay. Krishana.
And I'm sticking with Lady Emma, if that's the case.
Okay.
Owl's with Zumlar. Or rushing towards him at least. I know she's in the back.
Okay, so you leap onto the chariot at the last second, Owl. Then
Oh. Okay.
Krishana, how about you?
Krishana wants to get within 30 feet of the other people, so she's going to stay on the chariot.
Okay, so you're all staying on the chariot. Okay, the chariot lurches into action as the huntsman has a stronghold of the reins with one hand and has pulled out a hunting spear with the other. His whole visage changes as he basically assumes his visage as the huntsman of Anuvan, and the 12 pointed rack of a antler helm essentially sort of operates around his face and head.
Oh hell yeah.
All right, so to battle. So you see the 5 silver knights essentially notice the huntsman suddenly leap out of the woods, and they all hurl their silver spears at once in that general direction, as if they were waiting for this moment.
Zumlar will raise his shield and try to deflect as much as he possibly can away from the huntsman.
Owl will as well, as she's a shield master.
You both manage to basically cause 2 of the shields but most you're noticing essentially their aim is sort of off target as the chariot sort of careens violently to the left and the right to take evasive maneuvers, and the all 5 spears basically whiz by. There's a clank of true silver against steel as Zumlar and Owl sort of deflect spears that probably would have missed anyways, but just deflects them off even further than as they cause sparks to fly across the deck. Let's see here.
Actually, can Zumlar grab one of these true silver spears?
Say again?
Sorry.
Can Zumlar grab one of these true silver spears?
They always magically return to their throwers, but yes, you can try to grab one, but you're going to take a ride back to its owner if you try to do that.
Ooh! So as I'm going for a ride back, I'm going to pull out my spear and try to spear the knight in the head.
I need an athletic check DC 20 to do this.
Come on, I got a +9 to athletics, so 8 above 11 should do it.
Ooh.
27.
Okay, no problem.
Okay,
You
good.
grab onto the half of the spear. It basically, it's like it sears your hand as if it's superheated, and you take like 3 points of fire damage as you grit your teeth and ride the spear back as the Silver Knight is looking incredulously at his spear returning to him with this knight attached to it.
Does it fly back or does it teleport back?
It flies back.
Oh god.
The
And I have my own like javelin / spear out. Actually, no, I have my sword out since it's a little bit deadlier.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to lop off his head.
So, okay, Zumlar leads a charmed life as Lieutenant Emil tries to shoot you out of the air and misses twice.
I have a 27 AC now.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying this like he misses anyways. He rolled bad.
I'll just scream, "Fuck yeah, Zoomster!" Oopsie.
Lieutenant
I'm delivering that
Costa
for you.
basically snaps down her helm and all around her this sort of like host of like winged fairies with small swords and spears basically winks into existence and gets circulating around her as she has her own personal host of fairies as she a pair of like
same as my
a pair of
trap.
basically golden dragonfly wings snap out from behind her back as she rushes forward to engage. At this point, her initial clash with the front of the hounds at the front of the at the chariot blows up causes 2 or 3 of the hounds literally to explode at the tip of her lance as there's this bright flashes of fairy light as 3 of the hounds meet their untimely end right then and there. The whole
You bastard!
the whole chariot sort of like wrenches as if you've lost some significant amount of propulsion at this point. And then Philip simply sits there.
Wait, so what happened with
up in the air? The pegacorn at this point just has his wings folded in and seems to be just standing in midair. It's like Philip doesn't seem to be deign to engage you all at this point. He simply calls back over his shoulder, and this wave of fireballs comes rolling in towards your team. I need dex saves for everybody.
Oh,
So what happened with? So I was riding that spear back. Did I actually connect or anything, or
Not as of yet. We'll do that next year.
so technically I don't have to make a dex save?
All right, so it's DC 17. Half damage is 14. Full damage is 28. Half damage is 14.
I got 17.
Okay.
I might.
So 17 or
use
better
lucky.
is a success.
I'm gonna use lucky to re-roll that
Okay.
if I can.
Do I have to roll the dex save since I'm riding the spear back?
Yes, you have to roll it.
I'll get hit for 20. There we go. Okay. It's okay though. It's fine.
What's half damage?
Half damage is
14.
14. Full damage is 28.
Someone was just going for a joyride on the spear, you know.
Okay.
Nothing serious. He's just having fun.
All right, Zumlar is riding the spear back at this point, and then you suddenly see Philip and his pegacorn basically flash out of existence and reappear basically within sword swing of your path as he basically levels his sword basically to cut you in two basically on your way back.
Oh.
Zumlar, what do you do?
Nothing personal.
So my sword's already out in front of me, so can I try to block it?
All right, sure. Roll me a d20 plus your 2 hit bonus. You need to get above 24.
2 hit what?
Make a 2 hit roll and get 24 or above. If you do so, you successfully parry him. If you don't do so, basically he successfully hits you.
So I have a 24 and a 25.
Okay, well you only get one chance at this. Okay, so
Also,
you got the 24, so that's all you needed. You you barely manage to basically deflect his blade along your blade as it shears off. As you notice, the summer blade completely shears off the shoulder of your armor as if it's not there. It's like you just see like glowing red metal, essentially, where his blade like cut through your plate mail like a hot knife through butter.
Oh.
And about that time
Does he
you
still have a
arrive.
shoulder?
About that period of time, you arrive at your destination. So, okay, I need to have the end of the round people go. Then you'll go next somewhere at the beginning of the next round. Krishana.
Is Krishana within 30 feet of them?
You are now, yes.
All right, I'm casting Bane at 3rd level, so I'm targeting the 3 officers and 2 knights, charisma 17. And then I'm going to jump off the chariot and run like crazy to the back.
Okay, you're in the air, like 60, 70 feet in the air, by the way.
Oh.
If you can fly, you can certainly jump out the back, but I wouldn't suggest it otherwise.
She will not jump. She will start singing and give...
Or you could wave over your new love interest and see if he can give you a ride, because he's flying along the side at the moment.
Yeah, I'll do that. I want to sing and give inspiration to, I don't know, Zumlar.
Okay, Zumlar. All right, perfect. All right, you whistle and motion for the guy you were talking to in the back. He zooms in basically on a pair of raven wings, and it's like picks you up in his arms, like, "Hey, beautiful, where are we going next?"
Oh, sir, save me! Give me cover!
Like, I don't think you need saving, but where are we going? Essentially, are we attacking them, or essentially should I circle around to the back so you can attack, so you can cast from the back?
Yeah, I want to attack from the back and get in cover.
Okay, so he circles around towards the back, essentially, to pull you out of the immediate melee. Okay, Lady Emma.
Where is Lady Emma right now? She's
Lady
on
Emma,
the
you're on the
chariot.
chariot with Al at the moment.
How far am I away from either Philip or the officers?
They're maybe about like 50, 60 feet away from you in the air at the moment. Philip did some sort of like short range teleport to intercept Zumlar and Zumlar barely managed to deflect his blow.
Okay, so my original plan was to use Steel Windstrike while wearing my Breath Stealer's towel, but I think I have to have a new plan because that's only 30 feet.
Yeah, well, Breath Stealer's cowl is kind of indiscriminate. You don't get to choose who you choke out with that thing, so...
Right. I was gonna like use my.
So unless you want to choke out your own allies, I don't suggest using that right here, right now.
Right.
Owl's just begging, please don't.
Everybody's going, "Oh, I'm getting really lightheaded." It's like, what's going on?
No.
I'll just woo!
It was a more put together plan than that. All right, hold on. All right, I'm gonna.
So they're well within Steel Windstrike range if you want to basically strike any of the 5 knights, the 2 lieutenants, or Philip himself. So
I say try to get the knights out, but then silver knights, so Mack doesn't have to worry so much.
Yeah, those things hurt.
Who is munching?
that's me. Sorry.
All right, yeah, let's go with a Steel Windstrike for some of the like higher ranking officers.
Okay, so make
I got 5 strikes.
Okay, make 5 d20 rolls. Or just roll 5 d20 and I can tell you whether or not you hit.
All right, first one is 17.
All right, you need is that the raw die roll or that's what you're rolling?
Okay. I was rolling with my +7 Arcana. All right, mine.
Okay, does that include your basically Wand of the War Mage that gives you +1 to hit with your spells or not?
Yeah, it does.
It does, okay.
Because the Steel Windstrike, what's coming up on my D&D Beyond is that I get, like, my hit is, I get a +7 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
okay.
I got 17, 14, on 23. 23.
All right, the least armored opponent out of these is probably the
And
Silver
50.
Knights, and they all have AC 20. All right, so you
Okay.
managed to connect twice. We'll say it's on the Knights because Philip has even a higher armor class than that.
Okay. So let me roll my my effect, my hit. All right, I got, so twice would be, my first one is 30. My second one is 23.
Okay. Two of the Silver Knights seem to be badly wounded as you like wrench apart their silver armor, and red blood goes out of like wounds in their chest, but they are still alive. Okay, so Krishana, you did Bane and then retreated back. I needed a save for Bane. I forgot about that.
Yes, now we're Bane.
All right, about four of the knights essentially follow in the spell, but the command crew, the Philip and his two lieutenants, don't seem affected. All right, let's see here. Okay. All right, so we're back up to Zumlar at this point. What are you up to? You're arriving back at one of the Silver Knights now.
I'm going to try to cut cut them down.
Okay, go ahead. You got 2 attacks. They have AC 20.
Let's see, 28 and 26.
All right, you hit both times. Give me damage.
And with my Spirit Shroud, I get an additional 1d8 damage.
Okay.
Let's see, do I want a cold, I want a necrotic, or I want a radiant? What are the, do I know what the Silver Knights are? What's it
They're
called?
not considered basically abominations. No, they're.
So it's for the spirit, the damage to be either cold, radiant, or necrotic. Or do I know which one they're not resistant to?
They're Fae, so they don't get any resistance to this sort of stuff in general.
Okay.
Just like you don't normally get a resistance to that stuff in general.
So 38 damage.
All right. All right. One of the Silver Knights, you managed to basically drive your sword directly underneath his visor, basically, and run it around in there, basically like a blender, as the blood just sort of spurts out through the gaps in his visor, and the sort of golden fairy wings that were keeping him aloft, basically, he sort of starts crashing to the ground. You also, unfortunately, start crashing to the ground as there's nothing animating his spear anymore as you start plummeting towards the ground. Make me athletics check versus 22 to grab another opponent before you start falling.
Athletics, 26.
All right. You've grabbed onto the foot of another of the Silver Knights as he's sort of looking at you incredulously, like, why are you here if you can't fly? Why are you here?
Hi, how's it going?
Right,
Can I have a
Mack, what are you up to?
Mack is going to follow Lady Emma's lead. He's going to leap off of the, I guess, battle chariot that's holding all of us.
Not me.
Land next to one of the knights that she rented, and He already pre-raged
I'm
before
gonna
he
note
left.
nothing is on the ground. Everything's in the air. So.
Oh, well, shit.
Do you want to call over one of the fairies to give you a ride?
Yes. I would like literally just like a lift.
One of the
to
black fae next to you basically sprinkles you with glittering black dust. You can fly.
That'll work.
Oh, why did I can ask them to do that.
So I will soar. Never thought I would say this. Flying werewolf.
Okay, so you use up your bonus action to call the fairy over to give you
All right. Then I guess I will just rush over to the nearest one. Because I have 40. Is it 40 or is it 60-foot flying? Do I still have my base speed?
I think the flight spell was 60, so you move 60.
So, well, 60 feet to the closest one, and I'm already raging, and I just make 2 attacks. Trying to get it out of commission before it gets a chance to skewer me like a shish kebab.
All right. You take 15 points of radiant damage as you enter Lieutenant Voss's Spirit Guardians. As the fairies around her violently like rip and tear and stab you. Then go ahead. Roll your attacks.
What's her AC?
24.
Well, that's still at least a natural 20, and I got brutal critical last level.
Okay, very good.
So that is 29 slashing damage and 6 cold damage from 1 swipe.
All right, so you grievously like rend the front of her armor as she's like red blood like fountains.
Is she still breathing?
Oh yeah, she's certainly still breathing. So
action surge. Does action surge give me my bonus action back too, or just my actions? I should know this. It's my stuff.
Action surge just gives you another action.
1 additional action. All right, 2 more hits.
Okay. Well,
what's her armor class?
She wasn't going to save this, but she's going to use it now. Her AC goes up to 29.
Oh, well, balls. That definitely doesn't hit.
As she desperately starts parrying all your remaining attacks at this point.
So she's close to death.
Well, neither of those hit, unfortunately.
Right.
I got a 23 and a 20. What did you say your armor class is up to? 28?
29.
29.
I literally have to natural 20 to hit her, so... Yeah, no.
Okay. This is effectively like the shield spells, but she can only use it.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's like, she defends herself. All right, so...
Angry Wolfman is in her face.
Exactly.
Wait, how many points of damage did I take? From her fairy swarm?
15 radiant damage, so...
Got it.
All right, Owl, what are you up to?
So I think how close are we on the chariot to them? We're like 50, 60?
You're maybe about 50 feet away.
Okay, so I was gonna use one of her bonus, or gonna use her thrall bonus to have one of them drag her or like fly her over towards Emil.
A fairy zips by. A black fairy zips by and sprinkles you with golden black glitter, and you can now fly. All right, so you have the flight capability for the rest of the fight now.
All right, so Owl is then going to try to strike with her Sword of Virtue Beyond Reproach.
Okay, and who are you attacking? The closest
Emil.
person to you is Lieutenant Vasa because she charged out front. Emil is a ranged person, so he is staying in the back, and Philip is likewise staying in the back at the moment.
Okay. I guess. Well, that didn't hit anyway. And did sorry. And so this is like sorry, I'm trying to form words for a second. Is the like thrall spell one of her actions, or is it like, or does she spell?
Action.
Okay, it's my bonus action. Okay.
And you
so
have,
yeah.
Right now you have 4 uses of it left.
Okay.
Okay. I think you can use it 6 times per day. Essentially, the beguile whatever ability.
Yeah, Crown of Rattling. Yeah. Okay, so she tried to hit. I got a 13, so misses.
Okay. Elk comes zooming in and takes a wild swing at Vasa. You got 2 attacks, so keep on going. You have another attack.
Oh, okay.
All right, you zoom by, take a wild swing at Vasa, who just crooks her neck out of the way, basically at the last moment.
Yep, 13 again.
Okay, you're flailing at the last place Vasa was as she just expertly dodges out of the way. Let's see here, and then let's see here. Now I have the bad guys. Let's have the bad guys do stuff. Philip closes in and completely finishes rending Zumlar's armor as he pretty much expertly slices off the attachments at the other shoulder at this point as the breastplate off your armor falls off. As you're going, I needed that. I needed it. And then he just stabs you straight through, essentially, for 29 points of damage.
Ouch.
Ouch.
And he twists his blade in your chest. Is hurts, doesn't it?
God.
Rude.
I'll give him a growling response.
Let's see.
Kind of like you're going to regret that.
Lieutenant Vasa.
Did I take any damage when I was gone?
Not yet.
Nope.
Yeah, you actually got cut in
Yes,
half.
great.
I have an idea.
All right, Vasa slams her, jumps back a little bit, basically out of your grasp, basically, and jabs her lance into you 3 times. One of them sort of simply grazes off your hide, but the other 2 times hit you squarely in the chest for a total of 30 points of damage. And let's see here, half
Can I
of
have
that,
any of this?
well, I guess you can have 15 points of it is normal stabby, and the rest of it.
So 15 down to 7, and I take the other 15.
Yes.
Got it.
All right, and then let's see here, and then Emil. He needs to pick a target. I think he will. Lady Emma basically starts slapping at this red dot that is dancing across her chest and her forehead like a laser pointer. It's as your husband, your fiance to be, basically gets suddenly really concerned and tries to pull you down below the level of the lip of the chariot as 2 white arrows come in. And slam the huntsman in the shoulder. It's
Ow.
He grimaces as he snaps the shafts off from his shoulders. Take care, Emil. Basically, it's a cracked shot, unfortunately, and I'm sure he's been given orders to snipe you if you can't. He can. Keep your head down when you're not basically otherwise engaged. All right. So Emil tries to snipe basically Lady Emma in the middle, and the huntsman basically intercepts the shots with his body. There's deep red blood pooling around his left arm at this point. It does not look good at the moment. Let's see here. Okay, so that's then I need to have the spearmen do their thing. The 5 knights.
4 knights.
4 knights.
Or I think, 3 knights? I'm not sure. I think I know I killed 1. I'm not sure if the died too.
All right. Let's see here. One of the knights basically claps his sort of holds his spear upright and claps his fist into his palm as and then incants some magic words as there's a sort of chiming ring that basically dispels Zumlar's defensive magics. It's my armor already doesn't work. It's you have no honor. as the shield of faith and basically the shroud basically evaporate. Okay, so you get stabbed. You get stabbed by various spears at this point for 25 more damage somewhere. Okay, and now we're back to
Philip's
the top of the round, essentially. Krishana.
Takes them off.
Is the lady within, I think it's what, 100, 120 feet of me?
They're all within 120 feet of you, so who do you want to cast on?
I'm firing at her with Eldritch Blast. I'm trying to knock out her horse, her thing.
Okay, so the only one riding an actual mount is Philip himself. Everybody else is flying on their own power. So Lady Vasa took a big hit, essentially, from Mack, and doesn't look particularly great at this moment.
She's mine.
Lieutenant Emil has not taken any damage so far, and he's just like hiding out in the back, looking for opportunities to snipe people in the head. And Philip is basically just scooting around the battlefield, like murderizing people at this point. And he seems to have put all his focus on Zumlar.
I'm attacking Vasa. She's got the spiritual guardians. I got +9 is 14, 16, and 20. Wait, no, that's not my number. Yeah, 14, 16, and 27.
Has her quote-unquote shield gone down yet, or is it still up?
She reestablished it on her round. So, i.e., she uses it a reaction immediately this round because she doesn't want a repeat of what happened last time, apparently. All right, she didn't roll as high this time, so she got 23 AC this round. So
Only
one of your shots hits. All right, so you clip her, and she seems surprised that such a weak magic could actually get through my defenses. Right, but you do damage. Let's see here, and then Emma.
Does she do the concentration check for spiritual guardians with Bane?
I should. Okay, 1 second. Spiritual guardians goes down.
Anybody within 60 feet, allies?
I'm
I'm within
of your
60.
target or of you?
Of you, let's just say your whole team. Who do you want to give an inspiration to? So Zumlar, you have one already. So
That's
who else?
right.
It'll be Al.
Ow. Okay, great.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. I have
Okay, Lady Emma.
guys. Okay.
You peek your head up over the edge of the chariot, just looking around. It's like...
Is there anything like really like big and like crinkly that would spook a horse around?
Philip's
specific?
mount is probably nigh immune to that sort of stuff, but you could just basically use a fear spell or like dominate monster or something on those lines to basically get him to buck up, or use command to get him to buck Philip off. So
Better idea. Okay. Here's my plan. I'm gonna cast polymorph on the flying Pegasus.
all right, got it. All right, does not succeed. So Philip is like, the Pegasus basically turns into a what?
It turns into a little fly.
Turns into a fly and starts buzzing around. It still has a little rainbow of like sparkles going behind it. It's like Philip basically is sort of like sitting there ridiculously as if he's like still sitting on a horse. He does not fall as he sort of like sprouts a set of like fairy wings behind his back. It's like as if it's like peasants have to fly themselves. What is going on here?
Zumlar will say, "Well, you're a peasant, aren't you?"
Yes.
I was gonna shout, "Ha, loser!"
Of the way we can target Philip without hurting the horse.
Yes.
Avoid
Hopefully.
owls.
Philip basically like sort of like stands up straight as if he's standing up on air at this point. Still has his sword like casually stuck through Zumlar.
Very Dio villain or JoJo villain-esque of him.
Yes. Okay.
All right, now hit Philip with everything you got, you guys.
Okay. About this period of time, you see your husband, the huntsman, basically whip a spear straight towards Philip. Philip, like, belatedly realizes, like, oh, I need my sword to block that, and it's still stuck in Zumlar. It's like as it slams his chest. And there's like as he sprays blood all over Zumlar's face as he coughs up a good wad of blood. It's like,
Glad I can help.
it's like he's like, he doesn't not seem to be happy about that. Okay, so we're back at the top of the round. Al.
Okay. So sorry, was not ready. So Owl's gonna try to attack Vasa again. So first, it'll roll.
Vasa is the one I'm like face to face with, right?
Yes, it is. You and Al are on Vasa at the moment. Vasa also looks to be very badly wounded, so if you can land a couple more hits, Vasa will probably.
Yeah. Also on Vasa, not sure if you saw Lawrence, Spiritual Guardians. So
Spiritual Guardians went down, so
or not Spiritual Guardians, what Ancestral Guardians from
Ancestral Guardians. Okay,
Barbarian thing.
All right, sorry. Actions and then load it. Okay. I'm gonna roll a D8 using the inspiration that I got.
Okay, great.
So that's a 20.
Unfortunately, that's still a miss.
Damn it. Okay, cool.
Okay, go for your second attack.
Oh, I already did.
Oh, that was
They
your two
rolled.
attacks?
Yeah, it keeps rolling it keeps rolling the same number. It's really odd.
Just roll it again. Let's just make sure it's not broken or something weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna exit out of
does
D&D
that
Beyond real
sometimes.
quick. Yeah. Gonna doop 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 doop. Yep. Because unfortunately, I think my dice are still in West Virginia, so this is all I got.
Okay.
Oh, okay, there we go. A 26. Hey.
Okay. All right, we'll give you that hit. So go ahead and give me damage. Are you going to smite as well?
Yes, so I'm first gonna roll the damage for the sword, and then I'm gonna roll
8 from the
spells.
sword. So far. Yep.
Huh?
You got 8 from the sword so far. Yep, got it.
Yes, and then I'm
slashing.
going to, and I think I'm gonna use Divine Smite versus Favorite Enemy
Okay.
on
Are
the
all
third
of your enemies
level.
favorite enemies?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. All right. Like Vasa is like coughing up blood at this point as you've managed to drive the sword straight through her breastplate. She's on her last legs and she does not look particularly happy about this this turn of events. Okay, Zumlar.
Are these guys considered enemies of the Tyrannog?
No, they're part of the sort of like same structure as Tyrannog itself. So no, they're not considered enemies of Tyrannog.
No.
They're not against basically the return of Tyrannog, in other words.
Because I get additional D6, and I can keep forgetting that. Alright. Going to see if I can get a one of the dark fairies to give me the ability to fly.
Okay, so that takes your bonus action. The dark fairy zooms by and sprinkles you with fairy dust. It's like as you're like stand up tall right next to Philip.
I want to go up east.
I'm going to attack Philip.
Okay, go right
I'm
ahead.
down, Zumlar.
Right, you are at disadvantage until you unhook yourself from his sword. So you want to unhook yourself from his sword, you need a 24 athletics roll.
Oh.
Otherwise, he sort of like casually wrenches his sword in your gut and causes your attacks to basically go a little wonky.
I got a 24, and I'm going to try to wrench the sword away from him, actually.
Okay. That is actually not possible. It's like you can't actually you find you can't even put your hands on the sword as you basically try to get closer to the blade. It's like there's like a magical force field around it. It's like, oh, this must be one of those artifacts that's like locked onto somebody. This is freaking annoying.
Just god damn it.
All right. So with your bardic inspiration, you easily like shove yourself off of the sword. Now your attacks can go at normal. No disadvantage.
I'm going to put. I have Hunter's Mark on him, right? Put Hunter's Mark.
Yes, you can have Hunter's Mark on him.
And I'm going to put the maximum amount of smite I can put on him.
Okay. Well, if you hit first, then use smite. All right. Go ahead and roll the hit. He has 24 AC.
Ooh, I got a crit on that one.
Okay.
On that 20. And
He's immune to crits because of his armor, so that the crit part doesn't apply.
And a 26.
All right, so you hit 2 times.
Let's see, where's smite?
Oh my god, you're not that hungry.
Huh?
My cat is yelling at me, sorry.
Wow, feeling.
I know, they ate.
So needy.
Hey, get off of the chair. Dahlia? Don't do it.
I'll use Divine Smite
Okay.
at max at 3rd level.
For a second, I thought you said Dahlia used Divine Smite.
So that's.
Won't you name your sword?
Hmm?
Huh?
Oh,
Nothing.
it's like, what? So that's what, 3d8 for each strike at 3rd level?
Yes. So just roll 4d8 plus your strength bonus twice. So that's if you're
4d8.
using 2nd level slots. So
I'm using 3rd level slots.
Okay. You're using 3rd level slots, so that's
Yeah.
just 4d8. So roll 5d8, so 10d8 total.
Math.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Awesome. My phone died and I had to get off my computer.
Ah.
Okay.
$92 damage.
Philip looks extremely unhappy at this point with the huntsman's spear sticking out of his chest and a giant gash wound from your forming a big X across his chest. It's like he it's like he coughs up a big glob of blood. It's like, we shall see who survives this battle, Knight Zumlar. It's like Tirnanog was a peasant kingdom, best left to history.
Your face
Now
is
is he an enemy
pissing
of
somewhere
Tirnanog?
off now.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's see
pissing
here.
somewhere
Mack,
off.
you're up.
Vasa is still in front of me, right?
Yes.
Let's see how you tango with 2. And a bonus action summon my Echo. So that just means her AC is 23 right now, right?
Current AC. Let's see here. This is her. I think this is her last use of this ability. Let's see here. Her AC, yes, is 23.
All right. Well, that's disappointing. I got a 16, a 16,
Wings, does
and a
that mean
20.
I have wings?
Okay, so you did not manage to land and hit. Okay, got it. All right, you're scraping off her holy aura at this point. It's like, oh, Jesus. Okay, so let's see here. Vasa, at this point, you notice she sort of glows with internal holy energies as all her wounds seal up and she stops bleeding, and she's obviously laying hands on herself at this point. As all of you are going, damn it!
Oh, you stop touching yourself.
Philip casually skewers Zumlar through the chest 3 times, once through the heart, once through either lung, as you take a total of 60 points of damage.
Oh.
How close is Philip?
Because
Because I want to. Can I use like rebuke the violent on Philip?
You can. So do you want to do that as your reaction?
Yes.
Okay. Well, keep in mind you're only going to get one of the 3 attacks. Essentially, it didn't all happen in one hit. Technically, it's 3 different.
Ah, true. Whichever one was the heaviest.
Okay.
Well played.
Right. Okay, he doesn't save, so it's like he basically gets this basically horrible gash across his face from an unseen blade. It's like as he searches the battlefield for who did this to him and can't quite identify who it is.
Can he identify it by the fact Owl is glaring at him for hitting Zumlar so hard?
Yeah, but everybody is glaring at him, so this is one of those.
That's valid. That's valid.
Like he's looking around and can't quite figure out who did it.
But is anyone blowing a raspberry at him?
It's like
Owl's doing
at
like
that point, basically he like points a single finger at Owl. It's like as and then makes this weird fairy mark in the air. I need a wisdom save, Owl.
Oh boy.
Philip is just petty, so
No, yeah.
But this is not a bad plan if you can get him to waste some of his, not concentrate all his stuff onto Zumlar.
Oh no, Owl.
Okay, so Owl is struck blind and deaf, and the guy's like, who turned out the lights? Who turned out the sound?
Sensory deprivation. But at least you can still touch.
All right, anyways, Owl is wildly swinging at the air. It's like, Mack is going, hey, same team. It's like Owl's going, ah!
Same team!
Okay, all right, so that was him and his. Okay, that was Philip and his legendary action. Let's see here. His troops still continue to attack Zumlar. Okay, Zumlar takes an additional 40 points of damage as 3 spears basically intersect on him.
Oh, fuck.
Jeez.
I am down to 1 hit point.
Oh my god.
Save
Well, that took
Zumlar,
so
you
much
guys.
punishment on
We
that
need
one.
him.
All right. And the.
I'm surprised I'm taking so much punishment on this one.
Lady Emma basically is like peering up basically around over the top of the lip of the chariot when an arrow literally catches her like right in the eye.
Ooh.
This white shafted arrow is like she's got. You can see it with your other eye and going, "Oh, this is terrible." Okay, so you take 33 points of damage as an arrow basically finds its way into your head.
Do you have the shield spell?
Yeah, can I like defend myself here?
Shield isn't going to help at this point, basically, unless you can basically probably top 26.
Well, that would
That's
be a
pretty high for a
challenge.
squishy wizard.
All right, let me see. Yeah. All right.
Okay, and then I already had Lieutenant Vasa heal herself, so now we're at the bottom of the round. Krishana.
My crow will fly by Owl, cast Lesser Restoration, removing blindness.
Thank you. I was
play.
just about to do that.
Thank you.
And I am going to sing at Mack to give him an inspiration. You got a D8.
Okay, got it.
Let's go.
All right.
All right, Lady Emma, what are you up to?
Better. What am I up to? Okay. So who is left in terms of our enemies?
Let's see. There's 4 Silver Knights. Lieutenant Vasa healed herself, so she's probably significantly better than she was before. The Prince Philip is looking bad. Yeah, nobody's healed him, and he's taking some really big hits.
Well, me, and then he's dealt some really bad hits.
So other things, if you want to do tactical other things, you might want to use the Dimension Door to go grab Zumlar back, so he doesn't get killed next round. Because if he stays where he is, they will run him out of death saves, and he will be dead.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Even if he's uses lay on hands on himself, they will run him out of death saves, and he will be dead.
Yeah, I was gonna try to hit Philip, but I think
that's a better... or you can chance basically that you can get Philip down, hopefully, and then the rest of his troops will retreat.
Let's do the Dimension Door plan. I think that's a good plan.
You create a Dimension Door next to you, basically reach your hand through and grab Zumlar back into the chariot. Okay, poof.
I'm fine.
You're no longer surrounded by 4 Philip and 4 Silver Knights basically doing the good fella thing on you. It's like, oh! Ah! Okay. Okay, so you pulled Zumlar out of being imminently killed, and okay, we're back at the top of the round. Ow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I have to have the huntsman act. Hold on a second. Let me see if he can basically put a spear into Philip or something useful. Okay, Philip managed to casually bat the spear away. Dang! All right, now Owl.
Okay. Trying to think. So Owl she's not blind anymore, but she just can't hear. That's fine.
Would Lesser Restoration cure both or just one?
Just one. I could use Lesser.
You don't exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't super need hearing. This is totally like probably not a thing that can happen. But I did want to ask: is there any way that like Owl can kind of like, because she's been having these intrusive thoughts, with the whole dragon thing, can she like just for a little bit let the intrusive thoughts win, or is that just like that's just too much for this moment?
No, that's fine. Essentially, do you actually try to call on the crown to do something for you that you've never asked for it before?
Yeah, that or like the dragon mark on her hand, unless those are like the same thing.
Oh, there are 2 different things. Okay, so
yeah, she wants.
All right,
to let
roll me 2 attacks essentially.
Okay. Okay, and that's what is my plus again on that? I'm used to like hitting the little button next to Sword of Virtue.
Okay, so it probably should be about plus 8 or 9 at your given level, considering you have a magic weapon.
Yeah. That's okay. So that I'm just going to use Sword of Virtue then because it has a plus 9.
Okay, so go ahead and make 2 attack roll. Just roll 2d20, and we'll add it in.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna hit.
Okay, there's one hit.
There's one.
And then there's one not so good. One good, one not so good. 26 and 14.
Okay. You slam the. You basically reverse grip your sword and slam it into Vasa's chest in one smooth motion. Go ahead and spend a third level slot if you got it for smite. All right, and I'll go ahead and roll damage here really quick. Okay, so you cause 30 points of damage to Vasa as you drive your sword in, and basically the rune on your left hand, you drop your shield as the rune in your left hand glows with eldritch might as you like slam it into the face of her visor, and then you hear screaming, just like horrible screaming coming from underneath the visor.
And she can't hear anything else, right?
Owl can't. Owl can't.
You find it bizarre that you can hear this because you definitely can't hear anything else. You just hear her soul screaming out of her body at this point.
Maybe this wasn't a good idea.
Al feels invulnerable and unstoppable as you. Have you used up your temporary hit points at this point or no?
Yeah, I'm at 92 right now.
Okay, so you gain an additional 20 temporary hit points at this point.
Oh, sweet, thank you.
Zumlar looks like shit.
Yeah, no, I was about.
Okay, Zumlar, it is your action now.
Since he's in safety.
I am pumping myself.
You hear this whispering voice from the worm that walks. It's like, call upon me, Paladin Zumlar. You've already made an oath to me.
Oh.
So
I'll wish to see Tirnanog risen to his greatest glory.
I do, so I'm going to call upon the worm.
All right.
Yeah.
Never doubt the worm.
The
worm. Sort of this. You get this sort of like extreme close up of like basically like a spot by Zumlar's neck, basically, as this yellow worm sort of dives into his flesh and burrows in, and basically these white and yellow veins like stretch up around his face, towards his eyes. One of his eyes sort of like glows this like unnatural yellow glow. Okay, so you gain 40 temporary hit points at this moment. You feel invulnerable. You feel invincible. Like there is nothing on this earth that could basically take you down at this point. Do you rush back into combat?
I'm going to use lay on hands first.
That is not an option.
Really? So
Right.
yes,
Either
I'm going to
take
run.
advantage of the moment, essentially, that the worm that walks gives you, or it fades.
Yeah, I'm taking advantage of it. I'm going right for a Philip.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Lady Emma is going, wait! It's just like you can see this streamers of blood like ripple behind Zumlar like a pair of bloody wings as he leaps into the air. It's like as one of his eyes glows this weird, unnatural yellow, bright yellow color under his visor, and you see his chest like ripple as this yellow veins of energy ripple through his chest towards his heart. And he leaps forward and to attack Philip once more. Go ahead and roll to hit twice at advantage. I keep on forgetting. You can put your enmity on Philip, so you should have advantage on all your 2 hit rolls.
Oh.
Because we keep on forgetting you put your oath of enmity on him earlier.
Yeah. That's one nat 20.
Okay, good.
And a 29.
29. Okay. All right, you all right, critical and a regular, so what smite are you putting into this?
Second level, since I used my third level spell.
So that's 3d8, so you're rolling. All right, so that's 48 doubled, and so that's 8d8, and then plus another 48. Okay, so 12d8 plus strength bonus twice.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Welcome dead, Zumlar.
And watch some of this because of the ass when you're.
Am I folding laundry? Very exciting. I'm folding laundry and my cats are like, what is going on? Is this exciting?
What is this sorcery?
Yeah, right?
It is more places for us to lounge around on.
Yeah, actually.
Exactly.
You must be preparing a bed for us.
Isn't that nice of you, giant cat?
My babies are little hellions. Because are you causing trouble? Their nicknames are Grumpy and Trouble because one looks grumpy and the other one just causes so much trouble.
Here we go.
109.
All right.
I'm sorry.
You
what
drag your
did you
blade
say?
straight into Prince Philip's chest and twist it, and then you explode out as much holy energy as you can. You see his chest on his plate of his armor just explodes outward, just like as it's like. As Prince Philip exclaims, "The house of Summerstone shall never fall!" As like,
I'm here.
this explosion of energy sort of ripples outwards and begins to like coalesce back into his chest. Does Lady Emma basically deny him this, since you're also a House of Summerstone?
Well, duh.
What do you think? It's like,
Lady Emma's just like, what do you mean the House of Summerstone will never die? Like, I'm here, bitch.
as Lady Emma basically steps up, it's like, the House of Summerstone will never die because it will continue to exist with me, brother. It's like roll a wisdom. I guess roll a wisdom check for me. Higher is better.
Who's that for?
That 20, that 20, that 20.
Wait, am I supposed to do that? Who is that
Yes,
for?
I need you. That is for you. Essentially, you're gonna claim. You're gonna claim your birthright as a Summerstone, something you've never done before.
19.
It's like,
God damn it.
It's still good.
That's good for higher is better.
the as
That's
one
true.
last basically retributive strike, basically you see Philip's sword arm swing back, and in one smooth motion he decapitates Zumlar.
Oh!
Oh my god.
And something horrific happens as you see like a mass of worms sort of like launch themselves out of this stump of like Zumlar's neck and latch onto the face of Philip as they both plummet to the ground. As Philip is going screaming at this point, as like worms are like digging into his flesh.
Yuck.
Can I do cutting words on that? Am I able to?
What insult do you add to this injury, Krishana? I'll give you an inspiration point either way. Just that. What would you like?
You will never finish, Lady Emma. Long live Queen Emma.
You suck.
Okay, yeah. Like there's a poof of dirt as they both slam into the ground. It's like, there's still something moving down there, which is disturbing. But it's like Philip definitely is not moving at this point.
How high above the ground are we?
Vasa and Emmett basically pull back their weapons at this point. It's like they look at you. They look at they look at Prince Philip. Look among the Silver Knights, and then Vasa at this point makes the decision essentially. Peace. We are retreating.
Yeah, you get out of here.
Can Lady Emma cast Disintegrate on Philip's remains?
Sure. Both Philip and Philip's remains and Zumlar like disappear into a cloud of dust. The only thing that remains is Zumlar's head, like lying on the ground at the moment.
Oh, okay. What can we do about that?
I'm sorry, I tried.
All right. Can
So she got me and Prince Philip.
cure
Yes.
wounds or on hands, or do we just have to go revive him?
Yeah,
no,
like
Revivify
Oh,
won't
wait.
work. You're going to need a full resurrection at this point because he has no body left.
So no
Gee.
body.
yeah, because his body became worms.
Yes.
I thought worms came
I
out of
still
his
have a
body.
head though.
Worms came out of his body, but at this point, basically, Lady Emma is taking no chances. Essentially, it all goes away right now. That's it. I do not want to have another fight with the High Priest, like right here, right now.
I
was just like,
specifically targeted the disintegrate because I'm an evocation wizard on Prince Philip.
I'm just saying you can't end up catching them both. They're like entwined with each other at this point.
Owl just like hurries over to grab Zumlar's head and is just pouting at Lady Emma, like, "Ooh,
I'm
what is-
sorry.
we could have separated them before
There's
you
something
did that."
disturbing going on with like Zumlar's head as he's basically still mouthing silent words, and one of his eyes is still glowing a bright yellow.
Okay, we have to fix this.
Yeah, well, we need to go to the Necromancer's College, but I don't know if we have a diamond.
I don't know that we have that much money at all.
No, we don't. We're probably gonna have to ask your new mother-in-law.
Whoa. Let's ask the fiance first. Maybe he has a diamond.
Okay, just ask someone.
The huntsman basically pulls off his helmet. It's like, well, that could have gone worse, but went significantly better than I had hoped. So, as for a resurrection, yes. This can be done in the mortal realms. Essentially, cannot be done in the Winter Court. The Raven Queen does not believe in that the dead should return. It is simply a tradition of the Winter Court that this is not. So death is final here in the Winter Court. I suggest you use the Book of Fairy Tales, perhaps, to return to the mortal realm. Here, take this diamond with you, and it will be. I'm sure there is a high priest somewhere that you know that will be able to help you.
Oh, we're friends with a few. No.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Owl's just
I'm
panicking because she
fine.
watched her group dad just fucking disintegrate. So Owl is tense, and she's just she's on edge.
Decapitated and turned into worms.
I can handle worms. I can't handle his body completely gone.
All right.
And
Things that seem to have survived the disintegrate are like there's his backpack, his sword, his scabbard,
His armor got fucked, didn't it?
His armor already got sliced into ribbons by Philip, so which is why all the basically Silver Knights were able to gang up on him, essentially.
So cutting words doesn't save Zumlar?
Some other things that are still lying on the ground. There is the Sword of the Champion still lying on the ground. The Philip's armor was likewise destroyed. So
Lady Emma is gonna take the Sword of the Champion.
Okay.
Saving my gear.
It sort of reforms itself into a lighter, like more suitable weapon for a lady.
A long sword, not a great sword.
Well,
So
it was a long sword to begin with. I'm just saying it forms itself in basically into a lighter, slimmer blade, essentially.
I'm not completely dead yet. Don't go be cleaning weapons.
We gotta fix this.
We're looting the battlefield now, essentially, and then you're heading out. So I'm just going to do the quick description of what's left on the battlefield.
What is a big shiny for Owl to grab while she's also grabbing Zumlar's stuff and gathering it together?
There's this blue ribbon with what appears to be the Iron Cross. Basically, you're assuming this is like a favor of valor or something that Philip had from Queen Titania herself. That was also an artifact that could not be disintegrated. Everything else other than there's a pile of golden fairy dust left where Zumlar and Philip's corpse used to be.
Oh. Mack has an idea, and he would like to take the dust, if possible.
All right. Mack, I need a wisdom save.
Okay.
I possess Mack.
I got an 11.
All right.
Oh,
You
11
touch,
plus whatever owl gives me.
+4.
So 15.
all right. You touch the dust and it stings your hand, and you think, okay, this is. Then you start, but you basically pull out your camp dish and basically scoop it into a bag using that rather than your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take what is it? 5
Essence of
necrotic
Zumlar.
damage from like touching the pile, but other than that, so you're going. There's something not good about this pile of dust. There's something.
Is this Zumlar dust too, or just?
It is Zumlar dust and mixed with Prince Philip. So.
Yeah, let's please do not bring back Philip. Just Zumlar. We only want to save Zumlar.
Yeah.
Well, so long as you have Zumlar's head, that is enough. Let's put it that way. So you don't need the dust. So, but this is just for Mack's own personal interest. He scrapes up some of the dust and puts it in a bag.
Might have him go, hey guys, what's wrong?
Okay, so the sword basically molds your hand as if you've been wielding it for years, and and on one side of the blade you can see an etching that sort of looks like the House of Summerstone's crest, and on the other side is the crest of Lady Titania herself. All right, and then the sort of like blue ribbon with the like golden cross type of pendant on it simply has a golden sunburst motif. Essentially, you're not quite sure what it is for or even what it means. Lady Emma can roll a history check to know what the Titania's favor means. Actually,
Owl's gonna hold it up. Lady Emma, what this?
I don't know because I got a 10.
okay. Lady Emma is going like I left before. Basically, I didn't finish. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't actually go to all my finishing school classes.
Owl's just gonna be like, dude, same. Because she still insists that the Holy Trinity is still just Mirepoix. So she's like, dude, same.
All right. So
3 gods in a trench coat.
All right. Well, from here, I would suggest you return back to the mortal realm. There's nothing keeping you from going back using the Book of Fairy Tales. So, if you have need of me, wife, please do reach out to me.
Yeah, fiance.
Okay, I just misspoke. Fiance. All right, so I assume you have set a date with the huntsman for the wedding at this point. When is?
Yeah, it was a week from whenever we were at.
Okay, so it's basically maybe about 6 days away at this point. When you arrive back at your home, there's some. Arthur says, "Well, there was a delivery from this nice elvish woman dressed in noble garb. She dropped by all these invitations and china patterns for your approval, Lady Emma."
What was that?
So there's all these wedding planning things essentially that have been dropped off at the house while you're away. Or do you hire a wedding planner?
Do I hire a wedding planner?
I have the money to hire a wedding planner.
Yeah, do I have the funds? I don't even know if I have the funds to hire a
Does
wedding.
husband have money?
Well, we've all been out of touch with the person keeping track of money, unfortunately. So Tree was doing that. So
Yeah, we're low.
I will say basically you just have enough. Essentially, is like if you raid all the money the group has, essentially to cover the wedding.
I'll happily put my money in that.
Yes.
What money? Oh, actually, I do have some money. I'll chip in at least 1,000. Actually, no, 1,250.
I only had 269, so.
To hire a wedding planner? I think I have like 500 or something.
I'm just saying, if you raid all the group funds, essentially, that are probably in the bag of holding at this point, there's probably enough in there for about 3 or 4 grand. So it's like, so everybody's down to, let's say, 50 gold, i.e. the change in your pocket. But yes, you can cover the wedding.
Okay.
Okay, we have. Okay.
You have 50 gold left, but everybody has 50 gold left at this point. But yeah, otherwise,
I can handle it.
Lady Emma basically makes the executive decision. She's like, okay, I need the money to cover this. Otherwise, we're going to be fighting the Fae forever at this point.
Literally.
If this wedding does not happen, we will literally be hunted by the Fae until we die.
Yeah, so we got to do that. We got to hire a Fae wedding planner, though.
Okay. Your aunt was basically one of those people that really love doing these sorts of things. If you basically have your aunt do it, or do you go to the Winter Court to do it? If you go to the Winter Court, you're going to get basically some like Addams Family Wednesday macabre thing. So it's like, Lady Emma's not so sure that the Summer Court would be all for that.
Think about this. What if we get my aunt to do it for like free because she's my aunt? And we get someone from the Winter Court to help her, so it's balanced and it represents peace.
You could either.
Okay,
you
so
could either do it 2 ways.
the twins out of the Winter Court seem to be very very fashion forward, so they and knew what's up with what's fashionable in the Winter Court. So,
and they're not going to kill us, right, Lawrence?
Well, they put you in touch with basically the rogue element within the Parliament of Owls, essentially, or the Order of Hermes. So,
yeah, that sounds good. We'll have the twins work with my aunt, and they can make a very balanced wedding happen.
All right, and it's like both of them say, "Well, we can't work miracles with no money, so we will still need that."
Well, of course, we'll give them the funds. But...
Okay. So you hand over the funds. You're going, I don't know, as most of you are looking forlornly at your purses at this point. Just like,
yeah.
4,000 gold.
4,000. Like, Jesus.
We have to save Zumlar. I think that's gonna be our.
No, yeah. Owl, I was about to say, Owl's gonna like let y'all do that. She's gonna find someone to help Zumlar real quick.
Okay. Owl rushes Zumlar over to the Temple of the Old Gods. The priestess takes one look at Zumlar's head. It's like, that curse that was on him is like completely taken over at this point. Are you sure you want him back that far?
I want him back. Bring him back. Like, Owl's just insistent, like nothing in her head, but get him back, please.
Okay, well, these are your options because I can do a resurrection. Do you have 5,000 gold for a diamond? You hold forth the diamond. You hold forth the black diamond that it's like that the huntsman had given you earlier. It's like, okay, that's unusual. I usually use white diamonds, but I think that meets the requirements of the spell, of the prayer. Or I could try to or I could try to reincarnate him, and perhaps the curse would be left behind on his old self.
Owl, I like that plan.
Owl's just like, I mean, yeah, this is pretty gross, isn't it? Okay.
Yellow glue is sort of seeping out where blood should be seeping out from the bottom of his head. You're going, yeah.
That's not healthy. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a real attractive look, Zumlar.
I was like, yeah, actually, that sounds like a better plan. She just like agrees now that she's calming down a little bit because it's like, okay, Zumlar is coming back somehow.
So Zumlar, it is your Ryan. It is your call as the player whether or not you want to come back. So as a reincarnated person or not.
Yeah, I'll come back as reincarnated.
Okay, let me pull up the reincarnation table here. 1 second.
All the while, everyone hears the hamster dance just playing out of his mouth.
I was gonna say, do you have owl-esque brain rot right now?
Okay, roll me a D100.
You get to join the club of recently reincarnated.
D100.
Do you guys know how the reincarnation spell works? I know Lawrence obviously does, but
No, I don't.
I don't know.
means
All I
you-
know is that I
You
died
could
in
be
my
lucky.
mom's.
It means that basically a new body is created for you, and you come back generally as another person.
a different race specifically.
It could be you could come back exactly as the same race, but you would be literally a different person. So
Oh,
just
Right.
like
So I think-
this is like it's the same spiritual reincarnation as if you're like a Buddhist, that sort of thing. That's effectively what the reincarnate spell does. Okay, so what did you get on your D100 roll? Okay, we got 40. Okay, I'll give you 2 rolls. Roll again. So the first choice is Forest Gnome.
oh my god.
Which would be sort of fitting because you're Fae anyway. So it's like another Fae wouldn't make sense. So I'll give you the choice of these 2 rolls. So we got 43, and then what's the second one?
While that's going on, Krishana did get like 130 for Aura of Healing if people need healing.
In practical terms, we can just assume everybody's healed back up to full at this point using a short rest. Because you've got
Short
like
rest.
hours
Sweet. Okay,
now
cool.
to fiddle around. So effectively, everybody, if you're severely damaged, spend whatever hit dice you need basically to heal yourself up.
How severely damaged does that count as for a barbarian?
I don't know, whatever damage you have on you at the moment is what.
So yeah, this is probably going to warrant some hit dice.
Okay. Okay, Zumlar, what do you get for your second D100 roll? Okay, 75. All right, Fire Genasi or Forest Gnome?
Fire Genasi.
All right, there you go. You're a Fire Genasi. The High Priestess, takes a sliver of flesh off your ear, and takes the rest of the head and throws it into one of those burning braziers nearby. There's this horrible, gurgly, poppy noises as worms try to crawl out of the head, and it's like, ew. It's like he places the sliver of flesh on an altar and begins this long hour-long ritual as she takes the diamond and crushes it into powder and sprinkles it over the sliver of flesh as a full, what appears to be like a giant caterpillar cocoon basically appears, and then glowing white light streams out of it every so often, and then eventually the cocoon splits, and popping out of it is so Zumlar, what do you look like as a Fire Genasi?
Ooh.
Let me see if I can find something. I kind of want to look kind of like the old Zumlar, but it's more like flames coming out of him.
Okay, so you can still recognizably this might be like Zumlar's brother.
Except he's on fire.
He has a hair. Well, he doesn't have to have hair actually made of fire. It needs to be reddish, orangish, or blonde essentially. So, so do you actually have hair made of fire, or do you want to basically have some more normal, like mundane hair?
It's hair made of fire.
Okay, you actually have hair made of fire. Otherwise, you sort of look bald with hair, like a crown of fire around your head. Facial hair, no facial hair.
Like a goatee.
Goatee. All right, so you have a pointy goatee of flaming dark red hair. Let's see. Skin tone. Are you very, very dark red? Are you a lighter red? Do you actually have a normal humanoid flesh tone?
Like a lighter red.
Lighter red. Okay, so yeah, it looks like you're basically like slightly sunburned all the time, but otherwise, yes, you could pass as human so long as you put something over your head. So,
when Lady Emma sees him, she's just like, nice fire.
Owl's just like, is it him? Owl's just like
Lady
very confused because she
Zumlar
does not
approaches response. Of course, it's me. It's like,
Owl's.
Who are you?
You know when
okay,
like kids,
right, guys. Okay,
you know
apparently
when
someone,
kids
like,
don't
pulling
recognize.
everybody's leg. It's like, who are you? Who am I? It's like,
Who am I?
I was just you're Zumlar, I think. Pretty sure. Zoomster?
Lady Emma's just shaking her head like, oh my god. Ow.
What have I done?
You're a paladin. Tiernanog. Huh? He doesn't know how to handle this.
Zumlar just like sort of standing there, buck naked on top of the altar at the moment, looking around.
Oh god.
Well,
where's my clothes? Where's my armor?
New reincarnated celebrant, please step down here and we can get you some clothing. As the high priestess is trying to motion you down at the moment.
Where's my armor? What happened to my armor? And I'll try to ask where
Of
the.
course, his armor is the first thing he remembers.
Like, Owl has like one bracer left, and that's it. Well, this is what we
Hands it over like, here you go, bud.
Oh, thank you, Owl.
No problem. I tried, I promise. And she like hands him his like sword.
Remember you being my daughter.
Wait, what
Are
you
you my
say? I'm
daughter?
sorry.
I asked, it's like, I remember you being my daughter. Are you my daughter?
I'm like, in camaraderie and spirituality sort of thing. Yeah. Something like
Adopted
that.
daughter
Yeah.
of sorts.
That.
Lady Emma is gonna gift Zumlar the champion's sword from the Sunstone for saving everybody's life.
Okay. If you take the sword, essentially you will need to redo your vow at this point. So do you want to be a what is it? What I think you need to be a devotion paladin or what are some other like good guy paladins here? I need to look at the other oaths.
It is up to you whether or not you take it, but Emma's offering it as a goodwill gesture, like, I'm sorry I disintegrated your body.
You what?
Talk about
That's the one thing someone does not.
Owl
Lady
just,
Emma.
like,
Well, you were
That
dead by
video
that
is-
point, so yeah, you don't have any memory.
and worms, and it needed to happen.
Antibiotics were not going to fix that infection.
Okay, let me look at the paladin oaths here, see which ones are available and actually make sense. Okay, well, we already have a redemption paladin, so probably crown, devotion, glory. Yeah, so yeah, sort of probably crown, devotion, or glory essentially makes sense if you're actually going to take up the champion sword of the summer court. So this is your moment to rededicate yourself to something other, less dark than vengeance, because you've been gifted a new chance at life and atonement for all past transgressions.
Idioma also makes clear that we're still gonna try to bring back Kieran, but this is his, like, she's giving him a different opportunity.
This is a moment to put yourself on a different path, in other words. So, as resurrection often does, as our reincarnation often does for most people. So.
I'm having issues finding where the oaths are.
Hey, Lawrence.
Yes.
Just to retcon, on the way to the hunt, while Krishana was catcalling the huntsman, She was looking for someone, obviously good looking, but someone to help her start a business in Britain, maybe pharmaceutical or something in healthcare, and maybe partner.
All right. Well, if you want to import like fairy drugs over into, there's all sorts of things that you could import from the Fey realm that would basically sell well, basically in the mortal realm. So, your new beau to be gives you a token of his favor, which is a black raven's feather. Anyways, burn this in a candle or fire somewhere, and we'll be able to communicate with each other. I look forward to the next time we chat, Lady Krishana, as you have one of those quick two hot people kisses. It's like, I'll see you later, huh?
There's kids around later.
I'll just.
Okay.
Oath of Devotion, I think I'll take up.
Okay, so you'll be the classic paladin at this point. All right. As soon as you take the sword into your hand, essentially, you hear the voice of the High Lady Titania, the Queen of the Fairies, ring out in your mind. Essentially, to wield my blade means to choose to champion the causes of the Summer Court. Do you do this, knight?
I do, and I will with great devotion and great honor.
Thank you, my devoted knight. Welcome to the Court of Summer.
Owl, what was that noise? Was that you?
Yeah, sorry. I was just like thinking, it's like, how does this affect? Because like Zumlar was the one who was most connected to Tirnanog, so it's like, I wonder how that affects the whole. I'm just curious.
Lady Emma is still determined to bring Tirnanog back. That's not. This is just like
he's sort of set aside the path of vengeance at this point, so he's no longer compelled to basically go kill Neville Nesmith at this point, and everybody involved with the fall of Tirnanog. So, so now he's basically now as a devotion paladin, he's devoted basically to the Summer Court.
Okay.
And matters of the Fae. So.
Yeah, and it has the sign of the Sunstone on it, right?
Yes, so the Sunstone house is still the first house. So
wait, can Owl since he's now devoted to the Summer Court, can Owl give him the ribbon from Philip? Mm-hmm. Or could she pass it to Lady Emma to give to Zumlar if that's like more official?
All right. Well, if you just want to give it to Zumlar now, he'll take it. That's
yeah.
All right, so Zumlar, you also pick up a Parapt of Wound Closing. So effectively, you automatically stabilize when you go to 0 hit points. So
wait, I pick up what? I'm sorry.
You have a Parapt of Wound Closing, essentially. So effectively, unless something kills you instantly, you cannot be killed currently. So whenever you go unconscious, you simply stabilize.
Okay, I have a question about that, like, for a DM's ruling. You have a body at 0 hit points, but it stabilizes. What if something keeps damaging the body?
Then he continues to stabilize, and that's it.
So he's essentially in a state of...
He can never take deaths that basically failed death saves, effectively, while this thing is... So, effectively, something has to kill him instantly for him to be killed. So...
Like a decapitation? Or...
Like a decapitation or a death spell or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, while you wear this pendant, you stabilize whenever you are dying at the start of your turn. So I guess if somebody could do in all your death saves in one turn, which is relatively hard to do, it's like you can die that way. In addition, whenever you roll a hit dice or gain hit points, you gain double the amount rolled. So
what's the pendant called again?
Parapt of Wound Closure.
Yep.
It's a weird word. It's not used in like modern day tongue. I think that's how you spell it.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. You have the Queen's favor and the Queen's sword. You flip over the blade, and there's the sigil of Tir Nanog, which is like 3 circles with a triangle in the middle. And then it's like on the other side is the sigil of the Summer Court.
Does that make Lady Emma the queen of the Sunstone Court?
You
And
are
B-
queen. You are the undisputed heir to the
Beautiful.
to the Summer Court.
Hell yeah.
To the throne of
Okay,
Sunstone.
no.
So
If Philip has wings,
your
does that
aunt, your aunt might be the only other claimant, but she's never going to basically make the claim. She's not interested. So
okay. And then my other question is, Philip has wings. Does that mean I have wings?
you probably do.
I just
You
have
just need to
never
check.
used them.
You've never this is one of those things basically where you never went through the coming of age ceremony for
Oh, that's right. Because I was 16 forever.
yes. So there's probably some high muckety muck ridiculous ritual that is involved, like with many Fae many stages in Fae life and the Fae court that you didn't experience. So it's like you'll have to ask your aunt about this one of these days, or maybe another Fae noble.
In the wedding, I'll just be like, hey, can I
It's
have
very
wings?
like your guesstimate. Your guess is that upon completing the wedding, you'll probably grow wings or something, because you'll be considered a true archfey at that point. Because there's probably no more powerful ritual than ritual ceremony for the Fae, among the Fae than joining of 2 houses.
Not to mention of 2 different courts.
Yep.
Yes, Krishana, I'm not going to have a quinceañera.
I don't know what the sword is called. I didn't make it.
It's the
You know
sword.
the
It's like
real
the
item.
champion sword.
It's the champion sword. So
That's
So
an
is there like a name for it, or
that is the name of it. It is the champion sword. Okay. Other than that, just it has the same stats as a sword of sharpness.
that's the
Load
upgrade
of
from my old
laundry
sword?
without any other load of laundry, and I feel so dumb.
At some point or another, you get this distinctive feeling, and basically the champion sword, actually is a vorpal sword, but you have to do great deeds for the court in order for it to make that conversion. So, okay.
So
All right.
when we're back in like relatively safe space, Mack would like to ask Lady Emma or I guess Queen Emma now, for a sort of favor. He had an idea, but it's a barbarian idea, so he doesn't know if it will actually. Your brother was really strong, and I got these like tattoos all over my body. Do you think there's some way we could turn his dust into like more power?
Into ink.
You should ask that in the halls of the Huntsman's Lodge.
Are we not there yet? Or are we somewhere else?
No, you're still in the mortal realm at this point. You've
Because we
Oh.
with Zumlar.
But Queen Emma is smart. I thought she might have an idea at least.
Lady Emma's gonna tell him that she doesn't know, but she bets that her fiance would know.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. Yeah, I'll ask him
All right.
when we get there.
All right. Let's see here. You have a. Oh yeah, I should note essentially, Lady Emma. You have a small hand mirror made of blackened glass that you can use to communicate with the huntsman that he has given you.
Cool. Who is the kid right now? Still with the.
Oh, who's with the kid? I thought you said, who's the kid? And I'm like, what do you mean? It's your kid.
Yo, who's this kid? Whose baby is this?
Drama. I'm assuming you left behind at the Huntsman's Lodge and you went and fetched. So you have Flemma back with you at this point. That, or you could have left your kid with your aunt.
Good idea. Let's leave Flamma with my aunt for now.
Okay.
Are you saying you don't trust?
Your aunt is very pleased and is like more than happy to take care of your child as you are skulking around the summer court trying not to get killed. Is like the you pretty much go and meet your aunt immediately, and then vamoose out of there. Your aunt, for whatever reason, seems to have enough status in the court to basically be beyond reproach and not somebody that the outer court members feel free to attack. Mainly because she's probably like a direct blood relative of Lady Titania herself.
That tracks.
Okay, so. All right, so you're back in the mortal realm. You're back in London. Now we'll go to that second part, basically with Owl. At this point, your father sends a missive, a sending from one of his Sukenja, i.e., wizards, wizard priests. That's like they'll be where I've made the arrangements essentially and found information on where the Red Painter resides currently. Fortunately, he's not in the Davenport mansion, so this will make that simpler. However, I would need you essentially to hold the worm that walks at bay at this point, so they do not join forces.
You got it.
Did we kill that?
No, essentially this is the problem. You've all quickly realized over time that the worm that walks is some sort of immortal being. There has to be some special condition under which basically it can die, but you haven't figured that out yet.
Those things typically don't like dying, so that's going to be a puzzle in and of itself.
I'll just sit there. We killed. Okay. Yeah. No. I'll get us on it. We'll make sure that happens. What day is that happening tonight?
2 days hence, essentially just before the weekend.
Okay. Oh, lovely. We get to go our Friday with a bang. Sorry.
All right. So this is something I would like you to think about for next week because we're out of time for this session. But
yes,
think about how you might find out information about the worm that walks. The Mages College is always a good option. The probably need someone that basically has a deep understanding about Tir Nanog, maybe the High Priest. Who else? Heirs to the throne for Tir Nanog and their guardians might know something. So
Oh yeah, Ricky has a point in that the Cult of Hermes has that offshoot branch that was willing to work with us.
Offshoot branch of the Cult of Hermes also has offered you assistance to get rid of Benedict Davenport and his allies because they don't like where this is going for them. It was all fine and well, essentially, when it was dark power for our own purposes. But now Davenport has some ridiculous plan, essentially, to turn the Earth into hell.
Can you believe this guy?
Can you believe this?
just no, yeah, just no, not at all. Couldn't imagine.